Yo, welcome to the couch. Welcome to a place where we have conversations about music and music production and stuff like that. And shout out to y'all with the support you've shown my last video, which was actually the first and this is the second. So I was like, let's come back to the couch and continue this and get this going. And hopefully it can turn into a series that you guys continuously enjoy and support. So I really appreciate y'all for that. I just wanted to get that out of the way. Today we're going to be discussing why producers are moving faster than you. This is something I hear a lot of producers talking about, and I also feel the same because, to be honest, it always feels like that, through time. I've been doing this for a really long time, and it's just this crazy thing where you feel like everyone else is just zooming past you, like just flying past you. No matter how hard you work, no matter what you do, it always feels like some people are just always ahead and they're getting ahead. And some people, you even see them starting out and then you see them take off and then go in different directions. Because to be honest, number one, we all know that we're all not moving at the same pace and things are different for all of us. And that is true with anything in life. People will always move at different paces. But some of this stuff is highly suspicious. And number two, we all know that in this industry, to get ahead, you either need money and connections. That's just no argument there. Let's just be honest. Without money, we won't get anywhere in the world. Without connections as well, you really won't get anywhere. So it's things like that. People have connections, that can help them get to radio stations and help them get to places where normally you and I cannot get to. And also money helps. Like, trust me, money really helps. People can get studio time. People can, pay for a lot of things. Just even how people look, they can dress well, and they can get a lot of people's attention using money. So that's something that is also a factor in all of this. These are the things. But then there's another factor that I find that is really important that I don't hear a lot of people talking about, which I'm going to cover in this video because it's something that I've been really thinking about for a long time. Because for me, I've been doing this for a really long time, and if I think back to when I actually started getting into music and becoming a musician and things like that, that was a totally different time. Like, I remember as a musician, as a producer, someone who made beats, it was difficult for me to find someone else that does what I do, like close to me. It was so few of us, to the point where you felt alone. You felt like it was only you. And other people, yes, you would find them here and there, or even just hear about them, that, yo, in this hood over there, there's another guy that does music. In this hood over there, there's another guy that does music. And you don't even know who this guy is, and you can never meet because you're so much in such a distance. And then the times where the online thing started to pop off, that's when you started to, get exposed to a lot of other people and all of that. And then next up, what happened was we started to get into the YouTube era, where now you start to see that, holy hell, there's a lot of people doing music because people are starting to share on social media. They're starting to share on YouTube and places like that. Then boom, we get into the tutorials era, where tutorials are flooding the internet. So going back, before all of that, a lot of producers were there, but it was difficult to find really good producers, like people that were super good at music in terms of production and things like that. Most people would be trying, but because of lack of knowledge and the knowledge gap that was there back then, a lot of people were not really that good as an industry standard good. So that was the situation that was back there. So the industry really worked hard to find really talented people and things like that. So that's why it seemed like there wasn't a lot of people really making it. And then fast forward to now, like I said, after the whole YouTube era, where people can easily access information, we are all getting FL Studio, we're all getting all these softwares, we're all getting samples, plugins, and things like that. Like, I promise you, every computer that someone has probably has FL Studio and plugins installed. Even if that person is not all the way crazy about making music, it seems like making music is now a thing, like a phase in most people's lives, where people just go through it just to experience it, but then they're not really sure that they're gonna take it far as in to pursue it like professionally and things like that, like maybe you and I. So things like that happen. Nowadays, the issue that I'm finding out a lot with this industry and why it seems like a lot of people are moving faster is because there's an element that a lot of us are not keeping into account. Because right now, if I'm truly being honest with you, right now, there is a lot of good producers. There is a lot of good musicians. Why that is, like I said, the information gap has been closed. So we all have industry standard plugins. Most of us have industry standard gear. Like, industry standard gear that I'm talking about is the simple gear that we use. Even if you have a Scarlett 2i2, that's industry standard though. You can make industry quality vocals on that. Of course, it can be debatable because some people will be like, oh no, but you can't make industry standard vocals unless if you're using like an Apollo Twin or something like that. Some of those, more expensive stuff. But with cheap we've seen it with cheap gear. You can make industry records. We see it all the time on radio. Most of the time, if you check what people are using, they're using simple stuff, simple plugins, simple gear and equipment, and simple mics and headphones and studio monitors and things like that. So with YouTube and with tutorials and everything, people have the sauce now. People have the secrets on how to make really good music, like industry standard music. So with all this saturation of there being a lot of good musicians, and everywhere you look on social media, you listen to anyone's song, it sounds good quality, it sounds amazing. That makes everyone average. That makes everyone be not be super bad, but just be average, meaning that you're going to have to exceed that average that's been set now, the level that's been set now, that everyone can now do, and be above that for you to actually stand out and even go much further than everyone else, if you're not going to use money or connections. I don't know if you're following me here as I'm saying that, because imagine that, like, I can give a different analogy of, how, like, the world works when it comes to money. Right now we have a lot of people who don't have money, and we have a few that have money, right? So now imagine everyone has the same amount of money. If everyone has the same amount of money, then no one is rich. Right now we have rich people because those few people have a lot of money, and then a lot of people don't have money. So that's why we have rich and poor. But now if everyone has the same equal amount of money, what does that mean? That means no one is rich anymore. No one is actually poor anymore. We're just all the same. So no one is special anymore. You understand? So that's the thing now. If we are dope, we have dope beats, we have good work, we have good music, we have good songs, then no one is special. We're all doing the same thing, if you follow what I'm trying to say. So that's the issue here. So what I'm saying is, that's the reason why some people seem like they're moving forward, because some people are going beyond just being good. So when you make your music, don't just make music to say that, okay, I'm trying to be good, I'm trying to be dope. You should thrive to be more than that. You should thrive to be like outstanding. You should thrive to be way better than just the average beat maker. So when you make your beats, they have to be super powerful and outstanding for you to actually stand out. That's for me how I look at it, because we all watch the same tutorials, we all use the same plugins, we all use the same gear, and we all learn from the same places basically. So we all gonna end up making the same product over and over again. So now when people that are looking to headhunt, and look for new talent and new artists, they're looking for something different, something that stands out from the whole crowd of noise. Because I've seen that when I've had people submit their beats to me for me to listen to them and grade them and give them my feedback on it. I'm like, all these beats sound the same. There are different flavors, but most of them sound equally on the same level. There's nothing that is exceeding what I'm hearing here in terms of the level that like out of 10, there might even be no beat, or maybe just one that is like outstanding, that is way different than all the other beats that I've been listening to. So let me know what you think about what I just said. I think this totally makes sense, because that's how I'm seeing things right now. We're all good right now at making music, but no one is striving to be different, like pushing to be outstanding more than everyone else. That's just how it is. We all make good beats. Cool, fine. Which means now we're all just normal. We're all just average now, because the average beat of today versus the average beat of back then is different. Beats back then used to be simple, kick, snare, hat, a few sounds, that's a beat. Nowadays, people are stacking sounds and all that. That's the level, that's the baseline level now. So you need to exceed that. I'm not saying that you need to use more sounds, but I'm just saying you need to be creative enough to make something that exceeds that level. And then you can be something where people can be like, oh, what is that? That sounds dope, that sounds great. I want to know who that person is. But y'all let me know down below in the comments what y'all think about this. Why do you think other producers are moving faster? You might have your own reasons as well that you want to share down below in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed the second episode of On the Couch. That's a work in progress of a name. Maybe you guys can give it a name below, but that's what I'm going to keep calling it until we have a name. It's, On the Couch. And if you want to support the channel, make sure to drop this video a like, subscribe, and check out the links that are down below for all my audio assets and templates and things like that. I would really appreciate your support. You can share this video with a friend if you also want them to join the conversation. But other than that, I'm gonna see y'all in the next video. I'm X and I'm out. Peace.